I
mean,
totally
I don't
thought
have
it
to
would
worry
be
about.
easy, yeah.
And
yeah.
nobody has a career like that where it's total smooth
No,
sailing. There are bumps in the
no.
road.
Yeah.
Does it spoil you when opportunities come around because you kind of know what a successful franchise feels like, you know what success feels like, and is there less of an impetus to take a chance on other things, or are you like where's your creative head right now in terms of?
It's not. It doesn't spoil you. But it gives you. It's kind of like great insurance. You know what I mean? It's like when the first one came out and was really successful, I was like, okay, I can stay in school now because no one's going to forget me. Because there were so many people that were like, you're being so stupid to stay in school and you need to, strike while the iron's hot. And I was like, I'm okay to stay here. And similarly, I feel like being in the fourth one sort of revived my career in a way. And it's really nice to know that they're there.
Not a bad thing to lean back on, to know it's there.
Totally.
It's
really wonderful.
I'm sure you guys have some questions for Jordana. I think we've got some microphones running around.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
My name is Somali. My question is, how did the cast transition from having Paul work to having his brother, and did he fulfill up to Brian's character?
Did he live up to Brian's character?
No
worries. Well, one of the fortunate parts about the fact that we've worked together for 15 years is that we could lean on each other for support, and that was really helpful when we came back to set. So it was really hard, but the crew, like the makeup artists and hair people and camera people, like they had known Paul, and they were all mourning as much as we were. So like if we had to take breaks to cry it out, we did that, and we all supported each other. And then having Caleb and Cody there was an act of love on their part, and we wouldn't have been able to finish the movie without them. So we were really grateful for that.
Hi, what's next for you, and is there another genre you might want to break into that you haven't done before?
I have a really dark sense of humor. Like I love Breaking Bad, now I like Better Call Saul. I like British TV shows as well because they're so dark. So I'd like to do something a little darker. And I can't say what's next because it hasn't been announced yet, but something cool and very different. I'm going to start shooting it next month, and hopefully they'll announce it soon so that I can talk about it openly.
Is it going to be another Fast and Furious? Just want to know, being at the death of Paul.
I don't know. I don't know if there will be. It always depends on the fans and whether they want one. I kind of hope so.
If I were a betting man, I'd say
You think so?
I'd
You think so?
I'd say yeah. Judging by the response last night, I would think. Yeah, Vin's already talking.
He talks and then he stops talking and then it's like, I don't know.
Hi, of all the cars you have driven, which one is your favorite?
Of all the cars I've driven in the franchise, it's the ones I haven't driven that are my favorite. I like Dom's Charger, and I like the bad guys' cars in Fast 6, the Aston Martins. Those were awesome. So if asked, that's what I would want.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
My name is Dave. My question is this. Is the action different from the beginning to now in terms of the cities you filmed at?
The action?
Yeah.
Well, shooting is so different. Like back in the day when we shot, it was so boring because like the giant races, like the scenes with all the cars, like we'd have to wait hours and hours and hours for them to reset all those cars. And now most of it's done either CG or second unit, so it's a lot more fast now. It's very, very different. And second unit, who's doing all the stunts, is having way more fun than we are most of the time.
Hey Jordana, I'm Ginger.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Question, you're a fashionista. Are you going to come out with a clothing line anytime soon?
Ooh, while I was on Dallas, I really wanted to do that. I wanted to pair up with Rachel Sage Coonan, the costume designer who I loved. So that is something I really would have a lot of fun doing. I would love to do that.
Having done all of this kind of action and also playing and balancing that out with being the mother, the real mother of the film, what have you taken away from that, the balance between action and the parenting and the family idea that you think you'll apply to your career and apply to yourself in some way or another?
Well, as far as, I mean, I'm in the luckiest career as far as balancing goes, because I have the luxury of taking my son wherever I go, and the oddest hours ever, where sometimes I work at noon, sometimes I work at, 6 a.m., and I have to remind myself of that every time I feel a little bit guilty that I'm not with him. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'm just constantly trying to balance and juggle, and haven't.
And career direction?
Career direction, as a mom, besides the dark, I do love TV. I think it offers more structure, and that's really good. Comedy is also something I'd love to try that I haven't ventured into yet. I've ventured into a little bit with Home Sweet Hell, which was a really fun movie, but comedy would be really fun.
What is your favorite memories with Paul Walker on and off screen?
The very funny thing about Paul is that there are literally no bad memories whatsoever. And my favorite on-screen memory is, or one of them at least, is shooting in Puerto Rico when we did that scene in Fast Five where we jump off the roof, because Justin surprised me that day. Like, I had no idea I was doing a stunt. I came into my trailer, there was a harness there, and I was like, what the hell is this doing here? And Paul was like, never bragged about it, never talked about it, but he was a black belt. He was super athletic, did his own stunts, knew what the hell he was doing. And like, he was so patient and loving with me that day, and like said, okay, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, jump. And then 1, 2, and like he just choreographed it for me. And then had to remind me like to not make my face look like I was like petrified, which I did initially. But that was just and then he was so happy for me when I did it and like kept cheering me on. That's just like a testament. Like, he was just like that, and he was like that with everybody. And off screen, it was definitely the conversations we would have, where I would just confide in him and he with me, and he was just a dear friend.
Hi. I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I really love the movies, and I love the driving. It's so exciting. Did you get to do any of the stunts or learn any of the stunts?
So a lot of the driving is done like green screen. So it involves and Paul was really good at this because he was the best driver and knew the most about cars. I don't. So like I'll fake drive, and then like they'll be like, keep looking ahead, like at this point you've lost, because they'll like scream things at you like, okay, now to the left you see the bad guy, or to the right, and I'm just not adept at it. But that's the kind of driving we do, really. And then with the first one, we went to this cool racing school in Vegas, and I was too chicken to learn anything because I didn't have my license. I barely had my license at the time, but the boys definitely had a lot of fun.